Hi again. Today we're going to talk to you about oregano oil. This is not one that I use every single day, but it is one you're going to be happy you have. Now before we begin, I want you to know this one is very sensitive to the skin. We call it as a hot oil. We recommend you do not put it on your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin, without a coconut or a carrier or vegetable oil. The simple way to do that is to go with the touch line. It's pre-diluted, it's optimal with delivery system with the coconut oil in it. And please keep in mind other oils will work, pure vegetable oils will work. So if you cannot find your coconut oil or the fractionated coconut oil, which we refer to as FCO, you can use olive oil or vegetable oil. Generally, everybody knows where that is in their kitchen. Just an example, my first time when I started using essential oils, I had an ear infection, and it is a powerful antibiotic. So I put a little bit on a cotton ball and I tucked it in my ear. And after a few hours, it was kind of hurting, and so I put a little bit more on and tried it again. Well, it turns out just a few hours later, my ear infection had cleared up, but I had caused some scabs and sores inside of my ear because I didn't use a carrier oil. So nothing detrimental, nothing horrible. Just want you to know to please use some coconut oil when using this, because you want to use this oil. A great way to use it is to put it on the bottoms of your feet, or doTERRA has empty veggie caps that you can get. You just simply pop them apart, you drop a couple of oils in like this, and then you put the cap on and make sure you snap it. It's got a little ridges, so snap it closed and then swallow it. That's an easy way to take it that doesn't taste as strong. I do recommend taking it with at least a glass of milk or some food, just so there's no chance for irritation. Or I have even put some coconut oil inside the capsule, and that does help as well. It is excellent for the skin in removing warts and skin tags. All of 3 of my sons at one point had plantar's warts on the bottom of their feet, and so they put some on the bottom of their the wart 2 to 3 times a day. It took several weeks of consistency because they weren't super consistent, but when they did, about 3 weeks later, what had happened is it had pulled all those roots out to the edge, and that thing just flaked right off, and every one of them has not had any repeat warts. So they're excellent for that. We like to use it in cooking, so I'll make a big pot of spaghetti noodles, and I'll get a toothpick and I'll dip it inside the lid, just inside that little circle. I'll dip it in there and swirl it in the water. You do not need much of this. The little goes a very long way, and you can do the same for your spaghetti sauce. It is nice and rich in that oregano flavor. So just be aware as you're cooking, you want to do the toothpick method. So if you're struggling with sinus infections or sinus issues, something I like to do is get a mug of steaming hot water, and then I'll put a couple of drops of oregano and a couple drops of peppermint in. And I've actually already done that, so I just want to show you, carefully come up to it because you don't want the steam to get too close and too hot. But just carefully hover over it and smell it in, and it really opens up those airways. It really helps clear the path of sinuses, and you get the benefits of breathing those oils in. It's really amazing if you are struggling to work through that. So for sinus infection, put it on the bottoms of your feet. You can put it in a capsule and do this, and that'll help you all 3 different ways. Last thing I wanted to address is immune. It helps support your immune, have a healthy immune. If you've ever heard of oil pulling, what I do is I get a little bit of coconut oil, just regular clean cold pressed coconut oil from the store, and I get probably a teaspoon. And then I'll just either do a toothpick or a tiny drop of the oregano in there, and then I'll put it in my mouth and gently swoosh back and forth between your teeth. 1, that helps your gums. 2, it helps if you have bad breath. It fights the bad breath. And 3, it helps pull any toxins or anything out of your body. And then you want to spit that out into the sink after at least 5 minutes, and that'll help support your immune as well. So oregano, it's a powerful oil. It's a great oil to have in your home. It's one that you're going to appreciate having when you have it, even if you're not using it every day. So I hope you learned some fun things.